day trader. This is my story. I was living with my mum and dad. It weren't like most homes. Mum and dad growing up, 2 older brothers, a younger sister. But even though I had both my parents and that, my family household was still broken. It was still kind of a bit of a mess. I was exposed to certain things like my dad was a drug dealer, my older brother was a drug dealer, and my mum would work 9 to 5. And we'd go on holiday every year to Jamaica, but all of the goodness and stuff what I saw was from what my dad was doing, the drug dealing and whatnot. So in a sense, I kind of looked up to my dad in that way. And my older brother, he was kind of my role model because he always had nice things. He had the money, he had the clothes. Like I used to always want to wear his clothes and that. Like I used to wear his Averus jacket to school, his Prada trainers, all of that stuff. Like, so so even though I had positive influences like my mum, I was drawn to the negative because that's what I saw looked good to me. It didn't seem negative, it looked good. But included with that, you had bad things as well. Police would kick off the door looking for my brother. And I mean, I'm young, me and my sister were young at the time and we're seeing these things, but it became normal. The police is at the door looking for so-and-so. They'll kick off the door, we'd get a new door all the time. So I was exposed to that. And to me, that was just my norm. I didn't know anything else. I was about 12. So my mum and dad split up and it was a bad breakup. So my dad took me and my younger sister away from my mum's house and was living at my sister's house. So what we decided is that we're gonna stay 1 week at my mum's, 1 week with my dad. The family house was just broken. My mum and dad would never talk. My older brothers were separate from me and my sister because we had different dads. And yeah, it was just back and forth. So every minute, every Sunday, we're packing clothes and we're getting dropped off. It was a bit of a mess. So when I was with my mum, I could just take the mick out of her kindness. I would stay out late. You know what I mean? I'd hang around on the block because where I lived, there was a lot of older gang members. So I used to just hang around late and she wouldn't mind. I lived in Brixton at the time, but my school was in Peckham. It didn't matter before because I wasn't part of any gang or anything. Go to school and just act like I was a gangster. I would change my clothes. Instead of wearing my full uniform, I wear a hoodie to school, I would wear trainers to school. And I would write on my bag like F Peckham, Brixton boy for life. And like in my area, the gang members were like part of like the Bloods and whatever, so I would wear to school like a red bandana. And I would just basically cause nuisance. And yeah, I just turned really angry. When it took the complete turn for the worst was when I was 16 or 15, just before my GCSEs. My uncle was staying with my family at my house. Because my brother, like I said, my brother was selling drugs. And my brother had people working for him in like different country areas and whatever. And he didn't pay them. So one of the guys come to my house looking for my brother with a load of his people. But my brother went in and my uncle was in. So they kicked down the house and they killed my uncle in my front room. And yeah, when they stabbed him like 27 times or something. And yeah, and then my older brother came home and just saw him on the floor, just bleeding. He was pinned to the sofa and that with the knives. He had 2 knives in his wrist. So that was when the icing was on the cake and I just flipped. I didn't cry. I just said, yeah, I hate the world right now, you know? And then that's when I decided to jump on this road thing properly. I started slacking in school, started beefing people, and then I found some guys and they used to just play pound up, we used to just chill, there was loads of them. And I said, you know what, we gotta make a gang, like, we gotta start like protecting our ends and these things. And I just wanted that sense of belonging. I just wanted to get away and escape from my household and what was going on in my house. It was just messed up. Robbing people, we used to rob people on the street, take people's laptops, phones, we used to rob people's chains and watches. And these things was fun to us. This is what we've done to keep our fun, you know, we're young boys. And then that's what kept me going. We used to smoke weed, go party, we had girls, just having fun, what we considered fun at the time. And that's what I liked about it. It seemed to me like it was innocent fun, and that's what I was doing. it started to get serious when one of my friends had a disagreement with another guy about a girl, and he was like, we've got to do something about it. So we went to the area where this guy was, and we beat up the guy, and then they retaliated, and it just continued from there on. And that's when it started to become from innocent fun to seriousness. We'd buy guns, go to their area, shootings would happen, and vice versa. And then, yeah, that's how we became a gang. From just becoming friends on the estate, just doing innocent things, we officially became a gang now. My friend had been stabbed pretty bad, and he was in hospital, and he was near to death. And obviously, he was really upset, me and my boys. So we said, we've got to do something about this. So we went up on pedal bikes to this other area trying to look for these guys, you know what I mean, specific guys that we could get back at. And I remember catching one guy. We were split up in the area, and it was just me and my other friend, and we caught this one guy, and he was by himself, and we asked him, who are you and whatever, and he said he was part of this gang that we was looking for. So I remember us don't run. I just started to stab him real bad, hold him and stab him. I had him on the floor, and I was just kind of blacked out. And I just kept going. All I saw was red. I was just thinking about what happened to my friend, and I just kept going in to a point that my friend had to pull me off of him, be like, stop. Like, we got up and he wasn't moving, and there was a lot of blood everywhere. For the first time, I felt like, I don't know, I felt like scared to think like, whoa, like I could actually take someone's life, or somebody could die right now from what I did. I think that's the first time when it hit me, like, whoa, this is deep, man. Like, do I really want to be doing this? But the thought was there, and then when I found out that he survived, I didn't care. Do you know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is that I knew it was wrong, you know, and it affected me. I caught with a gun, red-handed, Magnum 357, full loaded bullets in it. Yeah, they put the gun in my face. I get on the ground. So I'm just in jail and I'm sitting down like, nah, man, this has definitely got to change now. But I'm still trying to do things while I'm in prison. Still trying to make things happen. Still trying to get people to sell drugs. Still trying to do things. Nothing's popping off. You know, my sister's still sending me letters. She's still telling me about this God and stuff. And that's when I remember when I was in jail. Wow, I said that prayer and I truly meant the prayer, and things started to change. So that's when I wanted to see God more. And I just made that conscious decision there that I'm dropping out the road to him just like that. You know, by the strength of God, that's what happened. I dropped it out. By the grace of God, miraculously, I got bail. Like, and so I just told my brothers, look, I'm going to church now, man. I'm going to start going to church, and that, like, this life is just long for, man. It's not real. It's not what we think it is. And I was like, all right, cool, man, if that's what you want to do. So I started going to church, and I started to lose the taste for my old lifestyle. You get me? The things that I was doing, I stopped doing them. And I was on bail for about 2 years because my case was a big case. Ended up going to prison when I got sentenced. I got found guilty. I got sentenced to 7 years, possession of firearm with intent to danger life. I was sent down to 7 years, and that didn't even shake my faith. It made it stronger because I knew that God was real now, and it didn't matter. So I continued on while I was in prison, continued seeking God, continued speaking to people, continued praying for people, showing people the love of God, and that the lifestyle that you want to live is not the lifestyle you have to live. You get me? Your situation and your circumstance doesn't dictate the life you have to live. Like I've been through so much, like near-death experiences. I've seen death. I've been involved in so much, but still, God still chooses to speak to me and want to use me. Yeah, I came out of jail April this year, and while I was in jail, I was doing a lot of reading and studying because I always knew that I wanted to be a businessman. I didn't want to work for no one. I always had that still mentality from before, that I didn't want to work for no one, but I just turned it into positivity. Before it was selling drugs, negative. But I said, you know what, I can turn it into a positive. I can do whatever I want to do. So while I was in prison and I was studying, God had shown me a dream that I was going to be running a business one day, and it was going to be called Kingdom Effects. So I just wrote down the dream in there, and then I didn't know how it was going to happen. Anyway, I come out of prison, and a couple of my brothers had still been doing the trading after all this time. and one of them in particular, he became really good at it, much better than me. He increased his knowledge, his understanding, and then he imparted that on me, and then we just kind of joined forces, and then that's how the vision birthed. That's how Kingdom Effects came about. And I called it Kingdom Effects because my whole life and everything now is about God. It's about the kingdom of God. It's not about me. So everything I want to do is to glorify God, and I want people to know that you can earn and you can live good life, wealthy life inside God. Because people think that you can't. Yeah, you need to. You owe it not just to yourself, you owe it to your family and everyone around you. You need to use those gifts. Don't just put it in this limitation, in this box to road, trap and rap. Don't limit yourself.